Running a Fever, episode 424, Japanese Happiness Philosophy, a book review. Welcome to Running a Fever. My name is Michael Davis, and this is a show about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. I haven't been watching it lately, but I like a YouTube show called That Pedal Show, which is about guitar effects pedals ostensibly, but really delves into a number of music-related topics, like classic guitars, playing technique, and genres of music. They often have guest musicians representing various genres, and other guests who have something to do with the guitar and effect industry. One of the co-hosts has some interest in philosophy, and is interested in improving his life, mental health, and happiness. On the show, he recommended a book by a Japanese philosopher, Ichiro Kishimi, and his co-author, professional writer Fumitake Koga. The title is The Courage to be Disliked: How to Free Yourself, Change Your Life, and Achieve Real Happiness. I was intrigued, so I read the book recently. It was interesting. Not exactly a page-turner, but serious works of philosophy rarely are. There is a table of contents, but it would have been nice to have an index as well. Surprising for a book with happiness in the title, the point of view expressed is often negative. Things you should avoid or mistaken ideas. But it is still valuable, I think. Keep in mind that the book contains many topics and I won't be able to go into them all. This is just a sampling to provide an overview. I hope these will be valuable to you and help you decide whether or not to read the book. So here we go. The book is presented as a conversation between an old philosopher and a young protege. It is set in the philosopher's study and takes place over the course of several nights. Ichiro himself is an adherent of the early 20th century philosopher, psychiatrist, neurologist, and ophthalmologist Alfred Adler, a colleague and competitor of Sigmund Freud. Number 1. Unhappiness is something you choose for yourself. Kishimi indicates that the root of this is resistance to change. What might have happened to us that made us unhappy is in the past. In the present, we can choose our lifestyle, which will determine only what our life is like in the present. No one knows what the future holds. But if we don't choose to change, we can be assured that things that are under our control will not improve. It is very difficult to change, because where we are is a comfortable place, even if only because it is familiar. Number 2, overcoming the tasks that face you in life. To the philosopher, all problems stem from interpersonal relationships. The tasks of life all contain elements of these relationships. Even if your work is mostly solitary, like writing books, there are editors and publishers and readers that are necessary parts of the task. Ignorance of this fact tends to make you focus on the wrong area. Focus on the relationships in life in order to improve your life. Number 3, deny the desire for recognition. The source of many of these interpersonal relationship problems is a desire to please others, of being overly concerned about what other people think about us. Real freedom means being disliked by other people. Thus the title of the book, The Courage to be Disliked. The fact is that despite any of our efforts to the contrary, there will always be people who dislike us. To live one's life in order to please others is like a stone rolling down a hill. What arrives at the bottom will not be one's real self. But this desire for the approval of others may be a natural instinct. To live without succumbing to this desire to please others is like pushing a stone uphill. It takes effort and strength. It takes courage. Number 4, you are not the center of the world. It may seem like this statement is the opposite of the denial of the desire for recognition. But as was alluded to earlier, interpersonal relationships are the key to life. So if I'm only concerned about myself, I will find myself outside of any community and without those relationships. So the goal is not to avoid them, but to actively participate in the community, to care for others without needing their approval. A great illustration that the philosopher uses is that of a map versus a globe. A French map of the world shows the Americas on the left and Asia on the right. Europe is in the center. In contrast, a Chinese map shows Americas on the right and Europe on the left. A map always puts the reader in the center of the world. A globe, on the other hand, has no point of view specific to any continent or country. It depicts the whole of the earth. Think in terms of a globe rather than a map. Number 5, you can be happy now. Quote, "For a human, the greatest unhappiness is not being able to like oneself," end quote. Happiness is a feeling of being of value, of contributing to a community. The things we do for the community are not based on a desire to be liked, but a desire to be of service, to be a part of something bigger. When we feel that value produced, we see value in ourselves, and that is the best reason for liking ourselves. These are a few excerpts from the philosophy of Ichiro Kishimi as presented in the book The Courage to be Disliked. Well, I hope that helped you with, whether or not you like or dislike this book. I might possibly do so. If you like the show, please subscribe, like the video if you like the video. And remember, if you got the fever, keep it burning. If you don't, catch the fever. And I will see you next time on Running a Fever.